welcome back to my channel, Mariposa Homeschool. In today's video, we are going to talk about what I've learned from homeschooling from the past 3 years. If you're interested, stay tuned. Hi guys, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jatara, and on my channel, I like to show parents that it is absolutely possible to homeschool your kids while working full time. And today we're talking about what I've learned from my journey of homeschooling my kids for 3 years now. So basically, what I wanted to talk about is the things I've learned from our journey. It's not easy when you come from a family that everybody is public schooled, and I don't know anybody that is homeschooled, and I didn't know one person who was homeschooled when I decided to make the decision to homeschool. So, um, I had to figure this all out on my own and do lots of research, and that was actually the fun part for me. I didn't mind any of that. It was really fun, um, trying to, just or finding out this information and learning so much about something I had no knowledge about whatsoever. And in that journey of learning all this information on how can I legally homeschool, how am I supposed to let my state know that I want to homeschool, so my child isn't marked as truant for not showing up to public school, and where do I find curriculum, and how do you know that the curriculum is right? After all of this, I really came to find out that you know your child best. That is the number one thing that I have learned from homeschooling for 3 years. You know your babies, they're your children, and you've taught them so much already. Um, and this is a new journey for you and your child if you're just starting out. But you know your kids, and it is easier to navigate when you just sit and remember that, okay, I know when my child is frustrated. I know when something is too easy for my child and we need to go up a level, or I know when something is too difficult, he or she is not there yet. So that makes your decisions as a homeschooling parent easier. You know what types of things your child enjoys and will be interested in, and will capture their attention when learning new subjects or reading books and choosing curriculum and things like that. So, you know your kids, and it makes the scary decision to take that leap in homeschool, it makes it so much easier when you just sit and remember that you're doing this for your babies, and you know those little babies, you know them. The second thing I learned it the hard way. Um, and I was learning this lesson very early on, but it didn't register to me right away, is that you can't compare yourself to others. You can't compare your homeschool to other people's homeschool. You can't compare your children to other people's children. And you can't compare what works for someone over what doesn't work for somebody else. You can't even compare that. And I learned that the hard way. Um, I used YouTube as a huge resource to learn about homeschooling in general. I knew nothing. So I was watching all these other homeschooling parents. I learned about their homeschooling rooms and watching, these homeschooling room tours. Those were some of my favorite videos to watch. And when we first started homeschooling, we were in a family of four living in a two-bedroom townhouse. We were definitely outgrowing our space, but it was probably the very beginning of the pandemic, and we were not financially able to move at the time, and we had no space for homeschool space. And that made me really discouraged. Like, I started thinking, is this even worth it? Like, if I can't make a nice homeschool room like I'm seeing on all these videos, then is it even worth it for me to homeschool? And then I, started hearing the Holy Spirit telling me, this is not why. These are not your whys. This is not why you choose to homeschool, because you can have a nice, fancy homeschooling room. Um, and then, even when we were able to have a homeschooling space, as you can see behind me, we don't have the fanciest gadgets and the nicest homeschool room. Um, I try to be frugal and buy things that are not expensive. I mean, they're kids, they're going to color on things and paint on things and tear them up. They're kids. So I started learning the lesson of comparison very early on, but it didn't register to me right away. I had to keep reminding myself over and over and over that, oh my gosh, my child is in the fourth grade, but he's doing the good and the beautiful math too. Like, oh my God. And, that was discouraging to me. Um, it was discouraging to me. So many things were discouraging to me. And if you compare yourself to other people that you see on the internet, you will find yourself discouraged, because not everybody is in the exact same place in life, and that is okay. We have to be okay with that. My child is advanced in other areas, and someone's child may not be. And we have to stop comparing ourselves to each other, and stop comparing our children to each other. And now that I'm getting to be a more seasoned homeschooling mother, I find myself putting on the blinders when it comes to me and my children in our homeschool. I put on those blinders, and um, I mean, it's, of course, I have other families I know that homeschool, and I love having those conversations, but I don't go into those conversations feeling inadequate or coming out feeling inadequate anymore. Like, we're not doing enough. And I think that's really important for new homeschool moms to hear, um, that especially when you're first starting out, you feel so overwhelmed, by so many of the decisions that you need to make in the first place, and you don't want to fall into this trap of comparison. So that is it, guys. Those are the lessons that I have learned over the years, regarding homeschool. I mean, there's tons of other things that I've learned, but those are the three major things that I can walk away confidently and say have helped me so much, in these past 3 years from homeschooling. And if you're new to homeschooling, I truly hope this video is a blessing to you, because as you're frantically searching and looking for answers to those questions that, um, I know you're asking, because I was there as well. I hope this video finds you, and I hope that, um, it brings you hope and helps you. And if this video was a blessing to you, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and leave any comments down below. Or if you would like to just say hi, just say hi. Um, Feel free to say hi. I love replying to comments in the comment section. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye.